Here's the hard truth. Most guys don't quit trawler life because they hate it. They quit because they weren't ready for it. Living aboard sounds simple on paper. Slow cruising, sunsets, freedom. But once you're actually doing it, the bills show up, systems break, weather shifts, and small mistakes get expensive fast. In this video, I'm walking through 10 real mistakes new trawler liveaboards make, and more importantly, how to avoid them so you don't learn the hard way. The purchase price is just the cover charge. What gets most new liveaboards is everything that follows. Slip fees alone can feel like a second mortgage in some areas. Add insurance, registration, routine haul-outs, bottom cleaning, zinc replacements, oil and filter changes, and the occasional surprise repair. And you're writing checks every month, whether you cruise or not. Fuel is another eye-opener. Even at trawler speeds, long runs burn real money. Then there's the stuff nobody thinks about at first. Replacing dock lines, upgrading shore power cords, fixing heads, dealing with pumps that quit at the worst time. The way to avoid this mistake is simple, but not easy. Build a realistic monthly budget before you buy. Talk to actual owners in your area. Get real slip rates. Call insurance companies. Price out basic service parts for your specific engine. Then add a cushion. Boats don't care about your spreadsheet. If the numbers still make sense after that, you're in a good place. If not, it's better to find out on paper than after you're tied to a dock watching your savings drain. Bigger sounds better when you're shopping. More space, more storage, more comfort. But size comes with responsibility. A 40-foot trawler handles very differently than a 30-footer, especially in tight marinas with crosswinds. New owners sometimes jump into something too large because they're thinking long-term. They picture guests aboard, extended cruising, maybe even living on it for years. What they don't picture is the stress of docking a boat that outweighs their experience level. On the flip side, going too small can backfire too. Living aboard a cramped boat with no real storage or headroom wears on you over time. What felt cozy during a showing can feel tight after 3 weeks of rain. The smarter move is matching the boat to your current skills, not your ego or your 5-year dream. If you're new to inboards or single screw handling, start in a size you can confidently control. Spend a season learning. You can always move up later. Confidence at the helm matters more than square footage. A boat you can handle calmly is a boat you'll actually enjoy living on. A trawler lives and dies by its diesel engine, yet plenty of new owners treat it like a car. Turn the key, hope it runs, call someone when it doesn't. Diesels are reliable, but they demand understanding. Fuel contamination, clogged filters, overheating issues, and air in the lines are common problems. None of them are mysterious if you've taken the time to learn the basics. All of them feel overwhelming if you haven't. Living aboard means your engine isn't just for weekend fun. It's your transportation, your battery charging system, sometimes even your hot water source. When it goes down, your whole routine changes. Avoid this mistake by getting educated before trouble hits. Read the manual. Take a diesel maintenance course. Learn how to change filters, bleed the system, check belts, and monitor temperatures. Carry spare parts and know where they go. You don't have to be a master mechanic, but you do need to be competent. The more you understand your engine, the less intimidating ownership becomes. Confidence with diesel systems turns stressful situations into manageable tasks. Skipping a survey to save money is one of the most expensive shortcuts you can take. Older trawlers especially can hide issues behind clean paint and polished wood. Moisture intrusion, soft decks, outdated wiring, fuel tank corrosion, or neglected through hulls don't always show up during a casual walkthrough. A professional marine surveyor looks at the boat with a critical eye. They test systems, check structure, and point out problems you might not even know to look for. That report can save you thousands or give you leverage during negotiations. Some buyers skip it because the boat looks well maintained, or the seller seems trustworthy. That's not a plan, it's a gamble. Even honest sellers may not know about hidden problems. Spending money on a survey before purchase protects you from inheriting someone else's deferred maintenance. It also helps you understand what you're actually buying. Going in informed changes everything. If you're serious about living aboard, treat the survey as mandatory. It's not just paperwork, it's your first line of defense. On a boat, small problems rarely stay small. A minor leak under the sink can turn into rotten cabinetry. A worn hose clamp can become a serious bilge issue. A little corrosion on a battery terminal can lead to electrical headaches at the worst possible time. New liveaboards sometimes push off minor fixes because life gets busy. They'll deal with it next month. The problem is, marine environments are harsh. Salt, moisture, vibration, and heat accelerate wear. Staying ahead of maintenance isn't glamorous, but it's part of the lifestyle. Regular inspections, tightening fittings, replacing aging hoses, cleaning strainers, and keeping systems dry go a long way. The boat rewards attention. Set a routine. Walk the engine room weekly. Open lockers. Look for drips. Check bilge levels. Keep a simple log of what you've serviced and when. That habit alone prevents a lot of expensive surprises. Living aboard successfully comes down to mindset. If you treat the boat like a floating apartment, things break. If you treat it like a working machine that needs care, it takes care of you in return. Every new liveaboard says the same thing at first. We don't own that much. Then moving day comes, and suddenly the dock looks like a yard sale. Tools, spare parts, clothes for every season, extra kitchen gear, back up everything. It all ends up on board. Here's the problem. Boats are designed with weight limits in mind. When you overload a trawler, you change how it sits in the water. Performance drops, fuel burn increases, and in rough conditions the boat can feel more sluggish and less stable. Clutter also creates daily frustration. Storage spaces get jammed. Access to pumps, wiring, and valves becomes harder. What should be a quick maintenance job turns into a half-hour unloading project. The fix is discipline. Bring what you actually use, not what you might use someday. Focus on multi-purpose items. Reevaluate every few months and offload what hasn't been touched. Weight and space are valuable assets on a boat. Protect both. Marinas are comfortable. Shore power, steady docks, easy access to groceries and restaurants. For new liveaboards, it feels safe and predictable. But depending on marinas too much limits both your freedom and your budget. Slip fees add up quickly, especially in popular cruising areas. And if you're tied to dock availability, your plans start revolving around reservations instead of weather windows and good anchorages. Anchoring is a core trawler skill. It builds confidence and opens up quiet, beautiful places that marinas can't offer. It also saves serious money over time. Yes, anchoring requires practice. You need to understand bottom types, set your hook properly, monitor swing room, and stay aware of changing conditions. That learning curve is part of the lifestyle. Start small, practice in calm conditions, upgrade your ground tackle if needed. Once you trust your anchor system, you'll feel a level of independence that's hard to describe. A trawler is meant to roam, not just sit in a slip. A lot of first-time trawler owners assume slow speed equals cheap cruising. It's not that simple. While trawlers are efficient compared to planing boats, diesel still costs real money, and range matters more than most beginners realize. Misjudging fuel burn can turn a relaxed passage into a stressful one. Running low because you didn't factor in current, wind, or generator hours is not a position you want to be in. Every boat has a sweet spot where it performs most efficiently. Learn yours. Track your gallons per hour at different RPMs. Know your tank capacity, and always leave a safety margin. Planning routes around reliable fuel stops is part of responsible cruising. The solution is data. Log your runs. Calculate realistic range, not theoretical brochure numbers. Understand how added weight and sea conditions affect consumption. Confidence underway comes from knowing your numbers. When you understand your boat's range, you make smarter decisions and avoid unnecessary risk. It's easy to fall in love with plush interiors, oversized sofas, and fancy appliances during a showing. Comfort sells boats, but seaworthiness keeps you safe. Some buyers prioritize residential features without thinking about hull design, tank placement, or overall construction quality. A boat can feel like a condo at the dock yet perform poorly in rough water. For liveaboards who plan to move with the seasons or cover real distance, seaworthiness matters. A solid hull, good stability, proper handholds, and a protected helm setup are more important than decorative upgrades. Comfort should support cruising, not replace it. You can always improve cushions and lighting later. Fixing poor handling characteristics is another story. When evaluating a trawler, ask yourself how it will behave when conditions aren't perfect, because eventually they won't be. A boat that feels steady and predictable in changing seas is worth far more than one that just looks impressive at the marina. The dream is powerful. Sunsets at anchor, quiet mornings with coffee on deck, slow travel at your own pace. That part is real. But it's only part of the picture. Living aboard also means fixing pumps on hot afternoons, checking bilges during heavy rain, and troubleshooting electrical issues when you'd rather be relaxing. Systems demand attention. Weather changes plans. Things break. When new liveaboards expect constant vacation mode, disappointment creeps in fast. The lifestyle works best for people who enjoy the process, not just the highlights. Preparation makes all the difference. Learn your systems, keep tools organized, build a maintenance routine. Accept that problem-solving is part of the rhythm. If you approach trawler life with realistic expectations, the rewards are worth it. The freedom feels earned, not fragile. And that mindset is what keeps people out there long-term instead of heading back to shore frustrated. If you're thinking about living aboard a trawler, don't let this list scare you off. Let it prepare you. Every one of these mistakes is avoidable. Most of them just come down to mindset, planning, and being honest with yourself about what this lifestyle really requires. The guys who last out there aren't the ones chasing a fantasy. They're the ones who treat their boat like a serious piece of equipment and their lifestyle like a long-term commitment. Trawler life can be one of the most rewarding ways to live, but it rewards preparation, not impulse. If you're already living aboard, I'd love to hear what surprised you the most. And if you're still in the dreaming stage, start doing the homework now. It'll make the whole journey a lot smoother when you finally cast off.